What's up, guys? I'm doing this quick video on NBA 2K18 for my guy Wiz Khalifa, who's on PSN. I met him through just playing NBA 2K18 on Pro-Am. He's a really cool guy. He has a playmaking first and shot creating secondary. Now this method was with my sharp shooting first and playmaking secondary. All right, but it could be adjusted depending on what's your archetype. Mainly this is a jump shooter method, and depending on whatever your archetype is. But the idea is that if your archetype depends on the ratio, or pretty much like if you get 10 or 20 shots, it would be worse of a points you would get in a total game versus 15 or 20. All right, now some things you do doesn't depend on your ratio. You pretty much just do it enough times, like G-Size's method, just do enough alley hoops and it doesn't penalize you or anything like that. Now with my method, it comprises of a few things from G-Size's method. It also comprises of an idea that I got from Orlando and Chicago. And then there's another guy called Murder Season. He had another method, but I pretty much compiled everything that I learned in the last few weeks, and I was able to perfect my method. My method could get you between 80,000 to 100,000, or maybe more, depending on how good you are. VCs or experience point, my bad, in one game. Now, just to show you, where am I? I wanted to show you my overall list. Okay, my overall right here. So I'm an overall 94, and that's low compared to some of the top reps. But because I'm able to get between 80,000 to 100,000 per game, I was able to jump from 92 where I plateaued and get to 94 in a matter of 2 weeks and some days. That's very quick, especially when you're talking about high ranks. And if you look at the percentage I have in 94, almost halfway to 95, and I just got 94 about 2 to 3 days ago. So I was able to hit almost 50% on 94 in a matter of 2 to 3 days. So with this method, you can level up very quickly. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is 3 things, prerequisites I'm going to ask you to do is, first of all, if you're a jump shooter, like I said, this video is a jump shooting method. You want to get that boost on the jump shot. A boost going to take you to another level, right? Second thing, and boost can be on jump shot, passing and ball handling, and if you want to, optional, please boost the layups and dunks. The main thing you want to boost is your jump shot though. The passing and ball handling and the layups isn't really that necessary, especially if you have a primary passing and ball handling. Because I have a secondary, I needed that little boost to be a little bit more agile. The next thing we're going to do, or number 2 thing we're going to do, the number 2 requisite, is that we're going to go to the Gatorade factory. I'm going to get those Gatorades. Those Gatorades play an important part. They don't make you shoot any better, but they make you shoot consistently for a longer period of time. And the way this game is structured, guys, is that the longer of the game you play, every quarter you're going to shoot worse, and you're going to continuously shoot worse because your energy is going to go down. And some people say, well, don't use your energy, like Orlando, Chicago, don't use your energy, don't press turbo. I tried that method, but the game just adjusts your energy even if you don't press turbo. It adjusts your energy, and every quarter you're going to see your energy go down. I don't know why it does that. 2K definitely did some fixing in that, because it never was like that in the past, and I could have just go through the entire 12-minute quarters and just get 80,000 points in one game. But in recent patches, first of all, the points went down for the things you could have done, so I was stuck with only between 60 to 70,000 points until I started this method. Now Orlando sparked my interest when he said that he could play 3 sets of games in 60 minutes, right? The only problem with his method, I don't think he completely thought about that idea before he actually did it. It made sense in his mind because he was playing 5-minute quarters, 4 sets of quarters, and doing that 3 times an hour, which is virtually impossible if you factor in foul shots, timeouts, cutscenes. So it's impossible to do 20-minute quarters, sorry, not 20-minute quarters, 20-minute video game with all those things factored in 3 times in 1 hour. It's going to tip over a little bit, an hour, maybe an hour 10 minutes, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. My method is going to give you around 52 minutes to 54 minutes in total. And we're going to play on 12-minute quarters. With all those prerequisites already in, the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to put it up to 12-minute quarters. Now, in the game itself, what all those prerequisites done, in the game, I'm going to go and show you some footage of me actually doing it. The idea, guys, is we're going to activate our badges, our shooting badges. Shoot, where am I? Right here. Alright. Now I'm going to go to my first clipping. I didn't think in this, okay. I'm going to shoot a lot of limitless range shots. I'm going to run a lot of screens. I'm going to do a lot of step backs. Alright, but I'm going to show you how exactly I do it. But the beginning of this clipping, you could see I'm in the first quarter, almost done. I shot and I got 52 points in the first quarter. Shot a field goal percentage of about 60%, and that's very dependent on the badge level you have. So if you have a gold badge, that's about 50 to 60%. If you have a silver badge, bronze badge, it's going to bump down a little bit. The silver badge might get you around 50 to low 50s, sometimes 60s. Like with my gold badge, I could hit 50 if I'm really terrible, 60%, and maybe up to 70. With a Hall of Fame badge, you're going to be hitting close to 70% every game. And the idea, guys, is that you don't want to go below 50%. If you see yourself shooting 30%, 40%, sim out the game, try again. Right? So, in this play, I'm playing 3-2 defense. The reason why I like to play 3-2 defense, and you see the grade I have here, is because I'm not interested in defense. The 3-2 defense is a switch defense, so it's going to allow your counter teammates to go to whatever man you're supposed to defend. And if he hits the shot, most of the time it's not going to give you a leave shot open or whatever you call that thing. Leave the person open, leave man, or whatever, leave assignment, right? It's not going to give you that, and you're going to end up with a good grade. The good grade is good because you're only going to play 2 quarters out of the 12-minute quarter games. You're only going to play the first 2 quarters, and then you're going to sim up. The reason for that is because you play the best in the first 2 quarters. If you go into the third and the fourth, you're going to play terrible, your ratio is going to go down, and your points is going to go down. You're going to waste your time. With this, if I try the same method with one straight continuous game of 12-minute quarters, I'm going to average between 60 to 70,000 points per game. That's fine. But if I do the same thing and shoot high percentages between first and second quarter, which is my best, and then I go into and I sim out, I'm gonna get about 40 on my lowest, 40,000 on my lowest, and maybe up to 49, 50,000 on my highest percentage in just 2 quarters. And if you, and 1 quarter, factoring in timeouts and all that, is about 26 to 27 minutes times 2, 52 minutes to 54 minutes. I've already timed it on my phone, and that's what I came up with. So it's actually less than an entire hour, with the same length as a full game, maybe 2 minutes more with cutscenes included, and it's a little bit quicker. So the idea is that you don't want to play any defense. You want to put it on 3-2 defense, and the way you do that is just press left on the D-pad, and then you want to press, I think it's X, and that's the 3-2 defense. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hope for a rebound. My guy got the rebound. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to watch these 2 guys. First guy, or the guy in front, is going to go to the paint. The next guy, either it's going to go to this side or it's going to follow me. If he goes to this side, one of these persons behind me is going to try to come to me. If he doesn't go to this side, where this guy is, the guy in the front who goes to the paint, either him or this guy is going to come towards me. So it gives me a window of a few seconds to actually do what I want, whether it be a mid-range off dribble shot, a teardropper, or a limitless range 3. If you take 3s, only take limitless range 3s. Bang. You'll see the few seconds right there. But the way the game is fixed, guys, no matter how much times you take open shots, if you only have a gold badge, yes, you feel as if you should hit it, and I feel as if I should hit every open shot, but the game is not going to allow you to hit every open shot. The game is based on ratios. No matter how perfect you release it, it's based on ratios and badges you have. So I take this shot, which is a good fast break shot, took the 3. I wanted to take a limitless range, but momentum pushed me into this position, and I'd rather take an open 3 and hit it, which still is giving me points with the fast break, versus trying to readjust and go to the limitless range and miss, because the guy's gonna clamp on me. As you see, the guy who was in the front, he's charging towards me. This guy is watching him, and he's gonna come towards me. Now, that's wide open, good release. But 2K just does that sometimes. That's all right. The main thing you want to look at is your percentage. And even if you went from a 70% or 80%, and I've done this many times, and dropped down to 50%, by the end of the 2 quarters, you're still going to even out to maybe about 60%. And in the first quarter, I got about 52 points, but my mark is about 50 points, because at the end of the 2 quarters, shooting just 3s, I want to get about 100 points. And if I have a few seconds or a few minutes later, to get an extra 10 points, I want to just do teardroppers. The teardroppers also work on the percentage or the ratio scale. So you don't want to take a bunch of those. You want to try to take about 10 of those the most, and get between 6 to 10 of those. 6 to 8 of those will be fine. That means open fast breaks when you're in the front of everybody, teardrop. Don't go for the 3, don't go for the midi, teardrop. And at the end of the game, once you meet your quota should be about whatever shot, either off dribble midi if you're a shot creator, or a limitless range 3 if you're a sharpshooter, should be no more than 60 shots. And you would want to try to get the magic number of about 31 and higher out of that 60 shots, right? If you reach your 31 or higher, and you only have about 53 shots, do not take an extra 7 shots. What's gonna happen is you're gonna get 60 shots in, but the game's gonna have you missing open shots. So don't fall to that temptation. Just be satisfied. Now, coming right here, playing defense. I'm playing the 3-2. I don't care about none of these guys. The 3-2 defense keeps the ball moving fast. It keeps the more ball into your hand. Either the next team is going to hurry up score, or they're going to miss and you cherry pick and get the fast break score. But if they score, then you just reset the play and do things properly. Okay, so I got to my spot slow. He guarded me, and instead of me just shooting up and missing and bringing my percentage down, because you can see my percentage is like 53 on the 3-point line, I'm going to reset the play, and this is where the real method kicks in. That was just a fast break part. But the real method, what I'm going to show you, shot creators and sharpshooters, is something you probably saw before, but wasn't explained as in depth as I explained it. Once in the front of the key, you want to hold L1. Either the power forward or the center is going to come towards you, and they're going to set you a screen. The idea is for your guy to just tap the screen. You don't care if he stopped in the screen, but once he physically tapped the screen and you could see him tap the screen, that's all you need. So I'm gonna let him tap the screen. Oh, he didn't tap the screen. But if you notice, he didn't tap the screen, and that's gonna happen sometimes. But if you notice right here, that was supposed to be a hit. So I didn't get a pick and roll my shoot for that, obviously. But I'm gonna go to either my left or right. I'm gonna do a stop dribble, or like a quick hesitation dribble. And once I gather myself, whilst he's still moving, I'm gonna do a step back with the R2 and back on the trigger. I'm gonna hit a limitless range. Limitless range is about halfway between the 3-point mark and this little notch. Even if I'm a little bit behind, because I have limitless range, I'm gonna hit it. In the case of Wiz Khalifa, who is a shot creator, he would do a midi shot. He would go straight into his midi. Now I got the double dribble, which is also points, because I did a step back. In Wiz's case, who's a shot creator, he would do a double dribble before he hit the screen. Alright? And then I miss it, but that's fine. The game just works in percentages. Don't worry about it. See that? The same shot 5 was, Alright? Now watch it. I want to shoot every ball because I got a certain amount of points to get. Hit the screen, stop, bounce back, green. That's the method. 3-2 defense. Let someone score quick or get a thing. Try to get my spot before everybody watches me. I can't get my spot quick. I still force it. Sometimes you do hit them, but in this case I didn't. Reset the play. Hit the screen. Dribble. Bounce back. 3. Bang. Notice my percentage. Now, at the end of the game, I try to go for about 100 points. Right? And once I reach about 100 points or 95 points, if I have a good ratio, like I said, a good ratio is you want to hit at least 30 of your shots in, whether it be middies, difficult shots, whatever, moving shots, whatever. You want to hit at least about 30 of them, but you don't want to shoot no more than 60 shots. All right? Which means you should have close to 60%, depending on how much your badge is. Now, if you have a Hall of Fame badge, this is going to be awesome for you. So at the end, to get a little extra 10 points, if I have some more time, what I'm going to do is stop shooting my limitless range because I don't want it to go down. I'm going to start calling for the center to give me screens because I want to start doing floaters. Now, I did floaters earlier in this game, whereas I would just, if I was open on the fast break and whether the person was either watching me too quick for me to get a 3-point off on a limitless, so I went straight to the paint because he was behind me, and I went for a teardropper. Now with the teardropper, if you can hit that consistently, aim for about 10 teardroppers per game, and that would be the extra 10 points. If you can hit 8 of those out of the 10 shots you take in an entire game, some on the fast break and maybe for 5 more at the end of the game, you would get like 4,000 points, right? Or more, depends. So I called for the center to give me a screen. I did a double dribble before it. And to get that animation, you would tap L1 instead of holding it. You would hold L2, which makes the center come for you. And you want the center not power forward, because if the power forward comes, then the center is going to remain in the paint. But if the center comes following your center, it gives you a little bit of room to boost pass. Now, if I was a lot faster, it would be a lot easier for me. So I come around and I try to do the blow by animation and I do a little in. Now the aim was to get a teardropper. I don't know if that's considered to be a teardropper, but I hold down on the L pad. I mean, on the joystick. But that's my method right there. And if we fast forward it to the ratio part, you see I hit 31 shots with a 53. I could have shot more, but I say, you know what? That's enough for me. That's 60%. I don't care for more. And I did the rest in teardroppers. Teardroppers, if I don't make it or not, then that's fine with me. I want to try to make as much of them as I could, but it's fine with me because my main thing, what I'm looking at, is my 3-point ratio. So I hit 112 points, but look at my points at the end of the game. Now, once I reach into my third quarter, I'm tempted to shoot some more. As you can see, my field goal ratio is 60%. I'm tempted to shoot some more, but I'm going to say, you know what? I'm satisfied, and I'm going to sim out the rest of the game. Now watch what's going to happen. Watch how much points I get. Fast break. That's the cherry picking I showed you at the beginning. Then you have perimeter shots, 31 out of 53, which is 11,000. Deep range threes, which also is in the perimeter shots at 12,000. Moving shots. Now in shot creators, you would have more of this than deep range threes and so on. Ball poked out. Running floaters. If I had 7 out of 8, this would be like 35 or 4,000. It drastically drops. Free throws, we don't care about those. Dribble drive, this is where your ball handling comes in. If you're if you're passing ball handling first, it's going to be very, very high here. Pick and roll, very, very high here if you have dribbling and ball handling. Win, you don't really care about the win. But the points, look at the points. Look at the overall points. and we only played 2 quarters. Bang, 45,000. So, and the other game that I had was 44,000, which I got in 26 minutes, 27 minutes. Then this one I got 45,000, so 40, that's 80, 5,000 plus 4, that's 9, and then spare some change. So possibly 89 to 90,000 points I got in 1 hour. That's 52 to 54 minutes, including foul shots, etc. This is my method, guys. This is the best method that's worked for me. I don't need to be an extraordinary player to get this method. It works for me, I'm telling you. It's gonna work for everybody out there who has a sharpshooting primary or sharpshooting secondary, who has a shot creator. And the shot creator, like I explained earlier in the video, you don't want to take limitless range, but you want to hit those off ball, sideways, middies, right? Do the same thing, except don't bounce back, go forward, middies. Good. So that's it, guys. That's my method. Please like and share this video, subscribe to my channel. This is how to get 80 to 100,000 on 2K. I discovered this method, not myself really. I compiled it. You could say I discovered it because I've compiled many other methods that don't totally work the way the person's explain it, but this method works for me every time. I shoot bad, still get 40,000. I shoot good the next, like one game I got 40,000, shoot terrible, like under 50%. And then the next game I shot good and got like 49,000. So I still got the 89,000 as if I didn't shoot bad at all. And games, if I can hit 2 set of 49s back to back, with 100,000. So in 1 hour, this is how I'm able to level up in like minutes. Well, not minutes, but days. Yeah, this is how I'm able to level up in days. And if you take in consideration, if you 85% and you're trying to get to 90, you see how easy this is? And let me help you to understand. One pro-am game is going to give you between 12,000 points if you played regular, to about 25,000 points if you played extraordinary, play the game status. Park is going to give you like 5,000 on regular, or 3,000, 4,000, and if you played really good, maybe 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 maybe, if you shot every shot. But and Park is going to be, I don't know how much minutes, a couple minutes, and Pro-Am is about 30 minutes per game. In the same 30 minutes, I was able to get almost 50,000 points in both games, and in an entire hour, because I was able to get them back to back. In an entire hour, guys, I hit almost 100,000 points, almost like about 90,000 points. So 12 plus 12 or 25 plus 25 still doesn't equate to 80 to 100,000 points. This is the method. It's very easy to do, very easy to manage, and anybody can hit it. So with that, I'm out. Deuces.